You guys ever like wonder damn, there isn't nothing good to read? I sometimes wonder that too. So I basically created this whole series, Manga Look, to sort of, spread shit because I sometimes find myself bored with, looking for manga when there's no good anime out or like I've seen a lot of anime. So yeah, this is Manga Look, episode dos. Welcome. Now, before we get started, I'll make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe because it really helps my channel grow. Helps me, I guess, algorithm or appear in the algorithm for other people who may want to watch me. So, if you do that, it'll be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now, begin. What manga have I, Christian or Cristiano, have found? Well, it's a shonen for one. It was a very interesting manga. Very interesting. I just happened to be bored one day, and I think I was running through what website? It might have been Kodansha or just like a manga website, like just looking up for a good manga on the internet, right? And I ended up running into like this new, I wouldn't say new, but this shonen manga. The very particular art style, it kind of reminded me a lot of, for those who have seen Fire Force and Soul Eater. It kind of hinted and reminded me of that. Obviously, the author for this manga is by Keurana, with the graffiti design because it is like very graffiti design esque, just like I said with the, like I mentioned before with the what you may call it, Fire Force and Soul Eater. So the manga I have right here called Gachiakuta, right? Really good manga. This is the first volume. Fucking dope. Fucking dope. Right? Okay, so we're gonna start off with the synopsis, okay? That'll be a little fucking nice little title card. Synopsis. It's basically about, right, a boy named Rudo, right, who's like, I guess, born in a very post-apocalyptic world, right? This world is very apocalyptic and dystopian-esque. So that's one of the main intrigues that intrigued me toward this manga. The setting right there was already that unique, right? It took place in the dystopian society, right? So Rudo, this boy, I might give a little bit of here and there, happens to, be rummaging the garbage in the first chapter. I'm not gonna go too in depth in spoilers, but yes, so he happens to be rummaging a little bit in the trash. Very, 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 very cool. Okay, very cool. Yeah, which is a weird way to start off that for me just saying very cool. Oh yeah, he's rummaging in trash. That's so cool. No, but like it already caught my interest like that because it's like that's a fucking weird way to start a manga. This boy who happens to be I think around fucking what maybe 13 to 15 years old, a teenager, is rummaging through trash, looking for like an object or like something. Cursing out the higher end people because in this world, in this dystopian era, the rich have so much resources and money that they replace things every day before something gets old, right? They replace things really quickly. Essentially, it's like an allegory to consumerism. It's basically, a nice mirror to the real world in the way people just consume shit, like how we all buy the new iPhone every single fucking time one of these fuckers come out. This is 15. I didn't buy 16. And who knows, maybe 17 will come out or some shit. But it's like it's like that. Like how we just replace our new phone every year and we just toss a perfectly good one. Rudo does not like that, right? And that's what we find out. Rudo then, finds something. He finds something very cute, a teddy bear. Uh, I'm going over chapter one, okay, guys, just so everybody knows, right? I'm just gonna go over chapter one. I'm not gonna go too in depth with everything, okay? Good. All right, our boy finds a fucking teddy bear. Probably be maybe a panel here and there. Future me, make sure to edit that in. To give some context, right? Or whatever. He then proceeds to walk, I guess, back to the edge of the city, or wherever they fucking are, where all the fucking poor people live, right? Because of course there's classism in this fucking dystopian world, because that's the most likely discrimination factor that will probably exist in the future. Like, whole race and ethnicity might become obsolete, but the one thing that stays tried and true is how poor you are, how much you fucking have, right? If you have nothing, well, F you, right? Like, you have nothing, you're trash. This book really fucking shows that to you fucking hella fast. This manga, within chapter 1. Crazy. He ends up coming back. He ends up running to his fucking bullies, right? Who end up making fun of him for calling him dirty and you shouldn't come back here. You're the son of a murderer. Because our boy Rudo happens to be the son of a murderer. Granted, he no longer his dad murdered his father, like his biological father. It's not in the story. They tell us this, but he was executed, right? Of course he was, right? Something bad happened. These kids want to do that. He runs into this girl. This girl defends him, by the way. Right? Kind of cute. He defends him. They have a nice little interaction. He doesn't give her the teddy bear right away. The girl says, "Oh, I trust you, Bruno. I know you're not a murderer. You're not like your dad. Sweet things." Ironically, his adoptive father happens to see that. His adoptive father is named Recto. The man who took him in after his abusive father he was rescued by his abusive father, or more like justice hit him. He's also the reason why our boy Recto wears the gloves and the thing. They're very special to him, right? These gloves, because they were a gift from his adoptive father to hide the scars that his real biological father gave him. Because of course he did. Of course, before the fucking, the story started, the protagonist goes through some fucking horrible shit, right? Wouldn't be a shonen if it wouldn't. And yeah, so Recto makes fun of him, says, "Hey, you should says, oh, you were flirting with the girl, body bada." Recto blushes and says, "It's not like that." Right, and then Recto tells Rudo, "Hey, you should probably tell that girl how you feel, before it's too late. You know what I mean? Before she moves on." So Rudo does that. He goes back to her, hands her the gift. They have another sweet moment, right? Another sweet moment between them, right? But not all things end happily. Of course they don't, because they never do in these sort of mangas, right? Especially chapter 1, where it's like the character's origin story. Of course it fucking, right? Of course. Why fucking would it? Why? Right? So, yeah, after that sweet moment, he heads back to tell his adoptive father, Recto, "Hey, Dad, I gave her the present. I gave her the thing." Well, fuck it, man. Because you can't have a fucking shonen anime without tragedy. His dad is dead. Oh boy, he found him lying in the blood. Rudo freaks the hell out. He's like, "Oh my god, what happened?" He's trying to, block the wound and try to patch it, try to rescue him. It's not doing him any good. Recto says, "It ain't gonna work, boy. You gotta run. You gotta go. It ain't gonna work. It's too late for me. Leave. Go now." Right? Recto refuses, of course, and that refusal ends up being, caught up with the police from the city, who happened to be responding to the, whatchamacallit, the robbery at the trash joint, because that it's illegal in this world to steal trash from the dump or to take anything that was put in there out. Of course it is, right? Like if something's like, good that still works, it's legal to take it. So they find the corporate culprits back to Rudo's house, because they knew Rudo probably has done this multiple times, and they probably knew Rudo was doing this sort of shit. Even after everybody around him, including the girl that he seemingly has a crush on, told him, "Hey, don't do that because you're gonna get sent to the gulag." The gulag is a real world in this world, a real place in this world. Well, it's not called the gulag; they call it the pit. But you get the point, right? They see Rudo trying to save Recto, and of course they misinterpret the situation, guys. They think he murdered the man. They think he murdered his adoptive father. Man, dude, shit gets fucking really bad for this boy. Nothing is going right. This boy is just having a horrible day. Very horrible day. What? Right? Sorry for the vibration, but yeah, like this boy right here on the front cover of the book finds his adoptive father dead. Gets accused of murder. The cops then tie him up and are getting ready to sacrifice him to the pit or send him to the gulags, as they say nowadays, right? Because that's where his other father, his biological father, was sent for murdering people. And here comes like the twist. Everybody starts acting surprised, like they knew that Rudo was a murderer. Nobody questioned it from when the police told them. Not even, here's the fucking kicker. That girl that he gave the teddy bear to and had that sweet moment turned her back on him. Yes, the little bitch as she is turned her back on him. She never once questioned the police. She never once double thought, like, oh, it can't be true. It can't be true, right? She believed it. And she tells Rudo, like, right at the, sacrificial point where they're gonna execute him, or they throw him into the pit. Oh, I knew you were a murderer. You lied to me. I'm like, bitch, he didn't, like, in my mind, I'm like, lady, sweetie, he did not lie to you. He didn't. You've known this boy for, like, your whole life, since you were kids, right? Since he was adopted. Not once did he treat you bad. Not once did he treat those that mistreated him bad, or any of that sort. He never once gave the inclination of murder, and then all of a sudden, a man who you knew he cared about, you think he had the capacity to murder? Does that make sense, bitch? Does that fucking make sense? No, it doesn't. That shit pissed me off. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? The fucking author's throwing horrible shit after horrible shit after horrible shit for this young man in chapter fucking 1, boys. In like the first fucking chapter or 2. And I'm like, no fucking way we're doing this. We're fucking over a young man's life. Already. Crazy. He gets dropped into the pit, and that starts the fucking series, right? The next chapter handles what happened to that, but I'm not gonna tell you what happens after that. That's a spoiler, and I want you guys to go fucking read it. I'll put in the link and a link in the description. Book on Amazon, so you guys can, or manga or whatever, you guys can buy it and read it yourself. Because we out here sharing treasures of stories, good stories. Well, yeah. So that was Gachiakuta. That was the synopsis, right? Fucking good story. Enthralled me just based off the first chapter. I read the whole volume, so I know everything that happens going forward. I want to buy volume 2. But it was fucking good, man. I really could. I got hooked into it. But yeah. How's Gachiakuta? Good series, good book. You guys should give it a read. That's my recommendation for Manga Look today, right? Really good book. So, thank you guys for watching the video, right? I hope you guys enjoyed this little synopsis, rant, little sharing of the book. And once again, thank you Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys want me to fucking like do a review of the volume, a full-on deep dive, I'm more than happy to do so, right? I would love to talk about this first volume for over an hour or whatever for you guys, if you guys are that interested or and listen to me ramble. So, yeah. Remember, leave a like, subscribe, and of course, gracias. And thank you, right? Thank you for watching. Adios.